What's up, you guys, and today I'll be going over every single one of Gearshift Deku's abilities, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Special Action. What, possibly their knockdown values will be, what I think that they will, their ammo count will be, their ammo type, whether it be like a percentage move, or it'll be like a standard just ammo count move, and just stuff like that, what his typing could possibly be, and I will be going over just all of that, what I think, my predictions for Gearshift Deku. Now, we don't have that much time until he actually releases. I think we have about, we have way less than a day. So, yeah, he'll be coming out very, very soon. He comes out, tonight around, 5 a.m., 4 a.m., something like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my predictions. Let's go over every single one of the skills that they showed on Twitter. And yeah, let's get into it. So for the Alpha, this is a standard projectile that you would obviously expect every new character to have. I would compare this probably to, Red Shiggy Alpha, stuff like that. Probably, Red Kendo Alpha, that's also a decent example. Just remove the hit stun. And, yeah, this, the air version has less end lag and, less damage, I think. Or no, the damage, yeah, you have less end lag and you have less damage, so it'll be faster to use, but you have less damage and you will not get the super armor buff. So let me just show you this right here. The grounded version has super armor, more end lag, and it hard knocks in one hit. Let me just show you this right here on the trailer if it decides to load. Yeah, as you see, if you look very closely at All For One, All Might was in the middle of a roll, so he didn't get hit there. But yeah, and also this hitbox is absolutely massive. This hitbox is huge. You're not, bro, you're barely rolling this. I'm gonna be so for if you don't know the timing. So let me just show you this right now. Let me just show you it one more time. Yep, he gets hard knocked right here. And this, you saw how big that slash was, bro? This hitbox is absolutely look how big that is, bro. We're actually done for. This hitbox is massive. We're cooked. He was not even in the the ground effect, the line beneath him. He was oh my god, we're done for. But yeah, let me just show you this on the actual Twitter as well at level 1. I think at level 1 it will have around a damage of around 70 and it'll go up to around 90. Wow, that is really small level 1 compared to level 9. Jeez, that is actually a lot smaller. My lord. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if the ground version will use up more ammo. It most likely won't, I'm gonna be honest. They might not even think about putting a restriction on him, to be honest. But like I said, the air version will probably do around 70 to 90. Nothing actually insane. He'll definitely be I feel like he'll be a decent beamer. I feel like he'll be a really decent beamer. I think this will have a knockdown value of around 70 to 100 at the normal one. Obviously, the grounded one has a down power of 500. I think the grounded version will have a damage of, at bare minimum, level 1 120. It'll go up to around probably 140 level 9. I feel like it'll be very similar to Snipe Shot, just obviously not as much range. I think it'll be a standard ammo type of charge, probably I would say 6 ammo level 1, around 8 to 9 ammo level 9. I think they'll have a reload speed of maybe 0.5 seconds each charge, penalty cooldown of 7 seconds maybe. And I think it'll reload very quickly. I think it'll probably be 0.5 seconds to at maximum 1.5 seconds per charge. I think it'll have a 6 to 8 second penalty cooldown depending on the level. But that's it for the Alpha. Let's move on to the Beta. So going over the Beta, it is Impact, Detroit Smash, and then Detroit Smash Quintuple. So I'm going to go over the first part. I'm going to show the first part real quick. I think that for this move, this part possibly won't do any damage, or if it does do damage, it'll do a tick of 5 over and over again, and then he bum rushes you. And then this part hard knocks them, actually. As you can see, they are flashing white. And then they fall to the ground. Why is the quality so low? That's just Twitter being Twitter. But yeah, he gets a lot of momentum off of this, by the way. So he can also use this for movement, I assume. Obviously, you will be able to do it in the direction of your aim. So you'll be able to do it for movement if you want to. This move has a decently long startup. I would give it the comparison of the startup of Denki Gamma. Yeah, probably Denki Gamma. But yeah, this solidifies in my mind that he will have a very rapid playstyle, and therefore he will probably be a rapid, most likely. If he's not rapid, then he's definitely technical. There's no way they make him strike or support or fucking assault. There's no way, right? The devs are not that stupid, right? This move is very, very simple. It's just like a charge and then you punch them. And it hard knocks them. I assume at level 1, this move will probably do like around maybe like 100, 110. And then at level 9, it'll go up to around like, I would say like, probably like 170, 180, 160-ish. So like similar to like how Tamaki beta scales. So if you play Tamaki, you know how that beta scales and damage. I feel like it'll be very similar to that. Now moving on to Quintuple Smash. This move is not as obnoxious as you think it is, maybe, because they specify that you must be in overdrive. This is not when you normally tap the Gamma. When you normally tap the Gamma to put on Gearshift, that's not what that is. You have to put on Gearshift, and then you have to do the melee punches. I will show that right now. Where is it at? Where's Gamma? And then you have to put on the Gamma first, and then you have to walk up to someone, and you have to be in overdrive state. And there's a very clear difference between this. As you can see, he has a lot of blue aura around him here. Whereas if we go right here, he only has a little bit of blue aura. It's not that much. So it depends on how much blue aura you have. You see how it's like literally covering his entire body right here? And then for this one, it's like barely on him at all. So he must be in overdrive state in order to use Quintuple Smash, which means that he cannot spam this. And also, we don't know how long we don't know how long overdrive state lasts for. We'll get to Gamma when we get to the Gamma. But like I said, he needs to be in the overdrive state in order to be able to use Quintuple Smash. So he will not be able to spam this indefinitely, like over and over and over again. Now, what is kind of confusing to me about this is that it says that while in 5th gear overdrive, you can press the button again or hold it during a dash. So I'm like confused. Like, will you be able to do Quintuple Smash as you're rushing at someone? Like, can you hold it and then cancel it into quintuple? Or is it just you hold the button like before? I think you just hold the button down. I think you just hold the button down and then you just do quintuple and slam the ground. Now moving on to how much damage I think this will do. I think that this will I think we'll do like a damage of like at level 1, probably like a damage of like 5 ticks of 20 for like 100 damage. And then at level 9 it'll move to probably like 5 ticks of like 40 or 5 ticks of 30. So it does around probably like in the upper echelon of nearly like 200 damage. I feel like this move will be really strong because they built it so that you cannot spam it. So obviously they definitely built it so that you can it's well worth it when you are in overdrive state. You do get the circumstances you need in order to do Quintuple Smash on like a big like area of people or just any opponent.
The power of our bond!
Also, this you most likely not be able to roll this since it is multi-hit, and the AoE is like the AoE of like the max size of like Manchester from Full Bullet Deku. So you will most likely not be able to roll this, unfortunately. Now I think that this will have an ammo of 2 or 3. I think it will have ammo of 2 or 3. I think that you'll be able to, I think it'll give you probably like 2 ammo at level 1 and then 3 ammo at level 7, and then that'll be it. Or it'll do like 2 ammo at every single level. I think those are the only 2 possibilities for this skill in terms of ammo. And I think that each charge will take around 8 seconds at level 1 and 6 seconds at level 9, or maybe 5.5 seconds. I don't think it'll go much lower than that, as they know that this potential of quintuple probably is really big. Now moving on to the Gamma. This skill actually really intrigues me. This is like a much more advanced Recipro. I love it so much. So what you do is you put on the Gamma, you activate Gearshift, you would get increased movement speed and animation speed. Essentially, it's basically what Gearshift is, just not as fast as like probably like level 9 Recipro. Because if you did not know, Recipro does increase in speed with levels from levels 1, 4, and 9. I think that this skill might have a similar scaling effect. And you will get, I think that this will be a meter, so it'll be percentage based. And then the longer you have this on, the more it'll deplete. And the more you do some more dashes, it'll take a little bit from the gauge. So when you do, so I think this move will work similar to Hawk's special action. So when you do more dashes, and vice versa for Hawks, when you accelerate, it'll use up more meter. For Deku, when you dash, it'll use up more meter. I don't think he'll be able to do dashes indefinitely. That seems a little insane. I really hope they don't, like, I really hope they don't go that route. But in order to enter overdrive state, this is Deku's melee attack. So you need to walk up to someone and you need to do melees in order to enter overdrive state, which is kind of a big prerequisite, I think. Maybe? It depends on how much HP he has. If he has like 300, 350 HP, then yeah, this would probably be not even an issue, because this has super armor, and yeah, he won't get, I hope he doesn't get damage reduction. That's insane. But yeah, this entire state right here, this has super armor, so he cannot get hit out of this unless you grab someone. And my thing is this: I am unsure if the fourth gear, oh my god, I'm not sure if the third gear or the fourth gear has any additional effects, like maybe it buffs it a little more at each gear, or he just goes straight from second gear to overdrive. I'm not sure if they built that in, because what if you get grabbed out of this and you only hit someone up to the fourth gear or up to the third gear, and do you get anything at all, or do you just have to do the whole sequence again? Like, do you have to just try again, a different person? I'm unsure. But afterwards, after you go into overdrive, you will gain access to quintuple smash on your beta, and then you will get increased animation speed in terms of movement, in terms like movement speed and animation speed. So everything you do will be faster, except for like things that have a timer, like drinking potions and opening a box and reviving your teammates and stuff like that. And then I assume if you hold the button down after, I'm not sure if you need overdrive to do the overdrive punch. They didn't specify it, and they did not say it all. But you hold the button down, you lock onto an enemy, and then you would do a basically unrollable punch that will probably do around, I would say, like 180 damage at level, like 150 damage level 1, and probably scale up to like 200 plus at like level 9. I think this move will do absolutely ludicrous damage. I think this move will actually be fucking insane. Also, this bounces, so this bounces the opponent, and I think with the increased movement speed buff that you get from being in Gearshift already, you will be able to do an air alpha after this for even more damage on top. He spins for pretty long, and I think that Deku's end lag is not that, like, after, like, once he hits right here, Deku's end lag is over, bro. He can probably cancel this into alpha. This end lag is not long at all. I think that either you won't be able to hit them, or your teammates definitely will. So if you have a beamer on your team, the person that gets hit by this fucking punch is absolutely fucking cooked, bro. They're done for. But yeah, that's all for Gearshift. That's all for the overdrive punch and everything. Let's move on to our final skill, which is the special action. There's not much to say about special. It's very self-explanatory. You tap it, and you will be able to release smoke screen. Now, it will become its faint at very close up to you and your allies. I wish the smoke was bigger. I feel like it's a bit too small. It feels smaller than Compress's special. But, and then the further you walk away, the person will get more and more invisible. Like, you can't see their model anymore. They'll become more concealed by the smoke screen. And I think that this move will have an ammo of 2. I think there's, actually no, wait, no. I don't think it'll have ammo of 2. I think it'll just also be a percentage special. I think that smoke screen will take up a certain percentage of it. It'll probably use like 30% to use smoke screen, maybe even 50% to use smoke screen, because once you hold down the button, you have to activate Fajin. In this, I think the gauge will deplete the longer you have Fajin on, and you can also hold the button down to cancel Fajin. To do it here in a second. Yeah, you can also hold the button down again to cancel Fajin, and I think that will put the skill on penalty cooldown, so you won't be able to use it again until it comes back to full. And I think the penalty cooldown for this skill will probably be around, Probably like 8 seconds. I won't think they will make it that much. I think you'll be able to have Fajin on pretty often. I think his his self buffs won't be that restrictive. I think that when you're fighting this character, he will always have some type of self buff on, whether it be Gearshift, whether it be 3rd, 4th gear, whether it be overdrive, whether it'll be Fajin, whether it'll be anything. That's a lot of self buffs. I just counted that. That is actually crazy. So this character, he's definitely like a power fantasy type character. So yeah. I'm not sure what else to talk about. I'm not sure if this buff will stack with Spiraling Leap and Space Hop. I really hope it doesn't, because that is really insane. That will take him basically from like I would say if you take it from like the bottom of Typhoon, he can probably jump to the top of the dome if you combine the Fajin jump buff with Space Hop, with Gearshift overdrive on, with probably just Gearshift, probably not overdrive. I don't think you need overdrive for that. But when you use Fajin with this, you get more added height. That is insane height that you get from that. He basically goes from the bottom of this to the top of the fucking, like, the flag. That's insane height, man. And then you combine Quintuple Smash on top of that.
Everything I got!
And then he did that insane... Yeah. This character will be absolutely nuts. So, I think that is everything explained about this character, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I just wanted to give this quick little post just to explain every single one of his skills, because I am really hyped for this character. Tonight we are going to do modded customs with my Rapid Hawks rework. Please do not get this confused with the official quirks that come in next season. This is a rework that I personally made. It is not the official one, not just yet. And then we will also be streaming maintenance. So I hope you guys all enjoy, and I'll see you all